UofI police are making sure people are prepared for an active shooter situation. We told you earlier this morning they want people to help them identify mentally disturbed people before something bad happens. But they're also keeping everyone current on what they should do if a shooter comes to their building. Our Cynthia Bruno is live on campus right now this morning. Cynthia, from the time that 911 call is made, the clock starts ticking.
That's right, Drew. Officers say you have 3 minutes to keep yourself alive between that call and when they can arrive on the scene. And as employees here at Clark Hall found out who did this training, what you do in those 3 minutes can make not only a difference in your life, but in others. And your 3 minutes to survive this situation starts now.
Listen, if something really bad's going to happen, it's probably going to happen to you.
Employees at Clark Hall are learning their front office.
This is the Housing Information Office.
Is on the front line.
It is scary.
And Katie Bradley.
This facilitates who's ever at these windows having to really pay attention to what's going on out there.
That's me right here.
Is their first line
I'll be the first one to go.
of defense.
I mean, they'll walk in the building and they'll see me and I'll be the first target.
Closing her window, if she can get to it in time, is pretty much her only chance.
She sees the person down the hallway and they have a long gun. She's like, oh my God, there's a guy with a gun, and then she's dead. And she can't hit her button. You guys are still going to have to do what you need to do.
And that means finding somewhere safe.
I'm just going in here, shutting and go back in here, and this lock.
U of I officer Brian Tyson is helping them do that.
If you can get in there and you need to, I mean, they're good because they're lockable, the doors are solid.
If we have the opportunity to kill the light, should we do that?
Yes.
We and employees here have now reached minute 1. Police say by now they should be in their safe spot, and hopefully they had a chance to call 911. As they head into minute 2, police say now is the time where they need to think about escaping.
Are you planning on coming around and going this direction too, or are you running for that? You have to pick, and your coworkers need to know, and you need to know now. You can hit the lock and get out the window. Can you get out your windows? Do they open?
Yes, they open. I don't know if it's unlocked right at this moment, but yes, they do.
Okay. How hard are they to unlock? Are they the flip switch? Oh, you got to get up and flip the thing? I see it. Okay. That's not a bad thing to practice every once in a while.
Made some plans to improve them.
If you're in here, have you tried to get this window open?
I can't, and so we did meet with the safety committee last week about the locks, because we're not tall enough to reach those without having to climb on top of
And
the
that's
bed.
what Mary.
And thought hard about what to do if they got desperate.
And if worse comes to worse, you can throw your chair through it and go.
It's been 2 minutes now, and most likely the shooter either is or has been moving throughout the building. Police say by this time you should have escaped. But if you couldn't or don't have a way out, they say this is the time where you need to start thinking about what you're going to do when you come face to face with that shooter.
You're not going out the window, you need to be right here. And if somebody busts this glass out and reaches inside this door, knock their arm off with whatever you've got.
Surviving, Officer Tyson says, is about planning.
You guys ready?
So he walked the building, shooting blanks, so workers knew what a shooting, if it ever happened, would sound like. And how they'd react.
It took me a moment, to really understand what was going on.
Floor by floor, as shots got closer and closer, employees ran to their spots, hid, and just waited for those 3 minutes
A lifetime.
to end. And those 3 minutes have now ended. Hopefully by now in this situation, officers have arrived on scene and are able to help you out. Now this was a very intense training. We have Officer Brian Tyson joining us from the U of I Police Department here. You facilitated this training, and why is it important for it to be so intense and lifelike?
Well, we like to use what's called stress inoculation, which basically puts people in a stressful situation, not necessarily dangerous, to let them kind of get over that initial shock. So when they practice their plan and when they do something, it's a shorter amount of time until they can actually do it. There's less time in between where they don't know what to do.
Okay, very good. And now we are going to talk to you a little bit more coming up on the morning show here about what areas on campus are a little bit more at risk for a situation like this to happen, and what the federal government is now doing to step in and try to make all university campuses safer. We'll be right back.